I'm Nikki Druce.
And I'm Cheryl.
And this is Killers, Cults and Queens.
The Spooky Sleepover. Da-da-da.
It's time for the Spooky Sleepover.
Yes, indeed. It's our weekly chat show where we catch up on this week's antics and discuss our rabbit holes of the week whilst we're preparing season 5 of our full-length cases.
But first off, how have you been, Shez? You're a little bit under the weather, aren't you?
Oh, well, famously, Nikki's been plagued with the flu and cold and everything in between for the last couple of weeks. And I thought I was very lucky in the studio the other day because I left and I went, do you know what? Another week I've avoided this. And then, bam, right in the gut, it got me. The timing couldn't have been any worse. But It's fine. It's fine. I'm here. Look, if I can sit up, if I can be awake, then I can work. And that is the mantra I am using for the next 5 weeks till this tour is over.
Just wheel you in with cocktail sticks under your eyes and you'll be fine.
It's like a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I'm going to be fine by Thursday next week.
Yeah.
Can you believe it is 6 days until this tour kicks off?
Whoa. We were talking the other day and you were like, oh, in 2 weeks' time. And now it's 6 days. What?
Yeah, we start on the 2nd, the day before Good Friday.
It'll be a very good Friday indeed.
Well, for the people of Exeter, it will be.
Get your tickets now.
So at the time of this recording, because we all know how podcasts work, me and my darling Kitty Scott Claus are going to be in Gran Canaria doing a show. Then we fly back. We have 2 days of rehearsals and then we are off out on this tour. And honestly, for those that have bought your tickets and are coming to see the show, I am eternally grateful. I've had so many messages from you all and I cannot wait to see you all because we've been working so hard on this production. And if you haven't got your tickets yet, then what are you playing at? I think the world is in such a tough place right now. And the jokes that we've written, the numbers we've curated, it's just a night of escapism for us all. We can lose it on the stage and you can lose it in the crowd. And then we can all crack on and listen to the Spooky Sleepover on your commute home.
It'll be a good fun time. And I think you're right. At the moment, it's nice to just have a night out and have a camp old time in it.
Yes, so you can snatch your tickets for the Cheryl and Kitty show at aegpresents.co.uk or links in our bios. But my darling Nikki, how are you? Are you feeling any better now?
I'm on the mend. I am absolutely knackered today. I've been working myself very hard. I've got lots of stuff to do and I'm getting it all done. But speaking of going out and having a nice time on the town, I went out last night to a gig. And
fabulous.
I enjoyed myself very much, but I think the guys in front of me enjoyed themselves even more because they were about 6'5" and both stood right in front of me and I couldn't see anything for the whole show.
Damn the cursed genes of being the little dinky divas that we are. Christ.
The thing is, though, we're not even that short. You know, we're 5'7". We're above average height. I just think if you're a really tall person, if it's not a seated gig, and if it is a seated gig, stay sat down because I don't want you to be standing up if you're 6'5". If it's one where you can just shuffle in and everybody can find their own space, just stand at the back. You don't need to be down the front. You really don't, because you're too tall, and it's a problem.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because it is a case of, like, look, everybody wants to see the show. Everybody wants to be a part of the show. It is a first-come, first-served basis, but also, like, read the room, my darling. If you are the tallest person there, and you're blocking 90% of the room's view, then maybe shuffle to the side.
Yeah, stand at the edge. It's fine. And to be fair, they were standing towards the edge, but then they turned round at the beginning. So I like to be on the edge. I like to be on the outside in case of emergency.
Fire exits are here, here, and here.
Exactly. I like to be, you know, not in the middle of everybody. I want to be able to make a swift exit if I need to. And I just was stood behind them thinking, hopefully they'll move. I'm sure they'll just, you know, twist out of the way as soon as the band come on. But no, they turned in the opposite direction. And then I was just looking at the back of a flipping gilet for the evening. And I was
a regatta,
firstly,
a regatta jacket.
Why are you wearing a gilet to a rock show? I don't understand, but okay. But it got me thinking, if you had the opportunity, you know, I love a social rule. I think they're there for a reason and they keep everybody in line. And it makes me think, right, I know what I'm doing in this social situation, so it's fine. When I'm on the escalators, I always stay to the right, that kind of thing. So I know what I'm doing. But at gigs, I feel like there could be a few more rules that people have to sign up to before they're allowed to be let in. One of those rules I would like to impose is please have a shower 24 hours before you turn up to a gig.
Not even 24 hours. I'm not even given that window.
It's going to get hot. It's going to get sweaty. So I would quite like it if you'd washed your armpits and other regions that might be wafting up into the crowd. That would be quite nice. If you have to pass gas at any time, please make your way outside. Do that and then come back in.
What kind of clientele was at this gig last night?
Well, this is just, you know, gigs that I've been to in general, not necessarily this one, a little bit this one. Extravagant dancing. If you are in a really packed venue, no extravagant dancing, please. Everybody wants to be able to see and watch the band. So we're going to face the band and we're going to nod in appreciation. We might do a little bit of a shoulder swivel. That's fine. I'm not windmilling around. Just, you know, that's fine. You can whoop and clap. That's
we
fine.
ain't death dropping to Metallica, that's for sure.
Exactly. So those are my rules that I've come up with. Oh, and if you want to have a conversation, go outside.
Don't mind a passing comment.
No, that's fine. Or, you know, at the end of the song, great. Speak to your mate. Not a problem. But if the band is playing, to be fair, last night the band is not a quiet band, so you probably could have had a full-blown conversation, nobody would notice. But when I've been to see little gigs that are like nice little acoustic shows, and you've got, I don't know, Darren and Sharon behind me having a chat about their week, just go to the bar. Don't come to the gig to talk to each other. It's a different activity. So, yes, those are my social rules that I would like to have everybody sign on the dotted line before they come in, please, that they're going to commit to, because I cannot be putting up with it. So that's my whinge of the week.
Whinge of the week, whinge of the week, whinge of the week. No, I do agree with all of them. No stinking and no slagging off anybody in that venue, because we are here for one purpose and one purpose only, to watch a bloody show.
Exactly. Are you going to have your patrons, when they come to your shows, sign up to a list of rules?
I think drag audiences are very understanding with reading the room of when they can talk and when they can't talk.
Yes.
So that's understanding. I actually would quite like people to get up and dance and boogaloo in the aisles.
Nice.
Adds a bit more atmosphere and flair. But stinking and shitting, please do that outside the auditorium. Thank you very much.
So it's time for our rabbit holes of the week. But Shez, I can't help but notice you've got a lovely cardigan on there. It's very nice, very pink.
Do you know what? Because I'm feeling under the weather, I needed something just to zhuzh me up. I wanted to feel comfortable as well. And I got this cardigan from Snag Tights. It's from Snag Tights. For the audio listeners, it is a lovely shade of pink cardigan with red love hearts all over it, with some lovely jazzy pockets as well. But I'm sure you will be hearing all about Snag Tights in due course, but that's for a later date. But shall I kick us off with our rabbit holes of the week this week?
Yeah, why not? Let's mix it up a bit this week. You go first.
We love a shake-up. Now, it wouldn't be a rabbit hole for me without taking a trip down nostalgia lane. And I'm casting our minds back to the year 2005 this year. Now, where were you at this time, Nikki Druce?
Oh, I don't even know. 2005. I think I had moved to Bristol at that point. I was probably just being an absolute renegade at that point. I wouldn't have been behaving myself, that's for sure.
Wouldn't have any less for you, my Nikki Druce. Well, I have been lost down the rabbit hole of school dinners. Now, we can all remember where we were when Jamie Oliver ruined everything for us. I have been watching the School Dinners TV show that aired on Channel 4 back in 2005, which changed the trajectory of school dinners forever. And looking back, it looks dog awful.
What, the food?
The food.
Ooh, the turkey Twizzler.
I could not look at a turkey Twizzler and go, cool, I'd have one of those. Fabulous. But what is your earliest memory of school dinners for yourself?
See, now I was a packed lunches girl. I always had packed lunches, so every single day. But I yearned for the school dinners. I was like, wish I could have pizza. So the pizza I really liked, the real thick bready pizza with that kind of almost like liquidy, terrible cheese on top.
It kind of looked like a Greg's pizza slice.
Yes, that's kind of what it was. But I always remember the pizza base being really light and fluffy, even though it was like this thick, like a massive slice of focaccia. That was something that I really liked. The only time I ever used to have school dinners was when we did Christmas dinner, and we would all get together in the big hall. It sounds like I went to Hogwarts. I didn't, thank God. So everybody would all get together. You'd pay your like £5 or something, and you'd get your 3-course meal. So I always remember a turkey dinner, and it was probably terrible, but just having a nice hot meal at school was really good, because otherwise we just had cold sandwiches from home. Every day I had a 10p Freddo. That's inflation for you. Inflation for you right there. And I remember the Spice Girls crisps as well. I had Spice Girls crisps.
I used to be a packed lunch diva as well. I used to have a ham sandwich, a packet of S&V. I always loved my red apples as well. I used to have my red apples. And then it'd be a yog of some variety. I loved a yog. But the first ever time I had school dinners, I remember it so vividly. I was in year 1. It was sausage, chips and baked beans with, I remember the cake, the sponge cake with the icing and the sprinkles. So I ate everything. I had the sausages, I had the chips, I had the cake. I went to raise my hand, went to leave, and they went, oh, you can't leave until you've eaten all your food. And I was like, oh, well, I tried the baked beans. I don't like them. And I've tried them at home and I still didn't like them. Well, you can't leave until you've eaten all your baked beans. So I was sitting there sobbing my heart out until I had consumed the entire confection and all those baked beans were gone. And then lo and behold, dinner was over. So school dinners was fucked for me from that moment on.
And ever since then, you've hated beans.
Yeah, fuck off, baked beans. Spaghetti hoops, yes. Baked beans, no. Well, it's safe to say we always have fond memories of school dinners, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, we remember them. And after looking back at what is served in 2005, thank God for Jamie Oliver.
I can imagine that the upgrades are quite considerable. So is there like specific things nowadays? So have they got to hit like a certain nutritional value?
I believe so. I think they just is all about getting processed meats out and real meats in. All about hitting the 5 a day and just making sure it's a balanced meal and not just a hot dog or chips or burger or pizza.
I do remember it being very, very carb heavy when I was at school, and it was always, a pizza or like a pasty of some sorts and a chips and a beans and just like
beans.
And it would always be those hard beans as well that have been sitting around for a while, not like your nice Heinz ones or anything like that. But if you want to let us know your favorite school meal, do pop it in the comments, because we would love to know. And there's probably some that we've definitely forgotten about, isn't there?
Exactly. I follow a few TikTok pages that actually cook nostalgic cakes and puddings and stuff. So definitely worth a trip down memory lane with those. But also let us know what your favorite school dinners were. But Nikki Drews, what have you been lost down this week of your rabbit hole? Are we getting a treat this week, please?
We are having something a little bit lighter from me. I know we had birthday cake last time, but I'm still keeping it light this time. But it's something that might feel a little bit creepy crawly. So just giving you a heads up, but nothing too bad, I hope. So you know how I love a weird animal story.
Of course.
This week, we're taking a look at something tiny, which can have a huge impact. We're looking at termites.
Wow. Okay.
So, first up, what is a termite? So, what type of insect is a termite, Shez?
I was going to say rat, but definitely not.
So, is it like a spider? Is it like a beetle? What do you think it is?
Oh, it's in like the buggy beetle family. Would you not say?
So, lots of people get them confused with ants, but they're not actually ants. They're cockroaches.
Yeah, like little buggies.
Yes, little squishy buggies. You would think that they would be like ants, wouldn't you?
Oh, I've just had a shiver up my leg.
Yeah, there you go. I told you it would make you feel creepy crawly.
Yeah.
So they eat leaf litter, soil, and wood. This means they just often infest homes because, a lot of that stuff is hanging around houses. So have you ever heard of termites destroying homes before?
Oh, everywhere on all the TV shows, like gnawing at the woods, it's like the termites infestation. Oh no, this house is going to fall apart.
So I feel like termites were kind of quite a 90s thing. So a bit like quicksand for me. I feel like they're kind of in cartoons. You see the termites come in and they eat everything really quickly and then the house falls down. Or like, with the quicksand walking along and somebody just suddenly sinks. I feel like it's very much that. And I don't know if it's because it just kind of lends itself to cartoons, but they feel really 90s for me.
It's giving me Sabrina the Teenage Witch episodes. I vividly remember a termite episode.
Yeah, well, there you go. But according to Google, termites are still very much alive and kicking, or should that be chewing? They're responsible for over $5 million in property damage per year in the US.
Wow. I'm glad we're not in the US. I'm sure they're rife in the UK, but if they're causing that much damage in the US, then stay away.
Well, you'll be actually really pleased to know that they cannot exist in the UK because it is too cold for them here. There's been a couple of little colonies that have popped up before in Devon, but, they've kind of existed for a little bit and then died out. So, you'll be pleased to know that they haven't established themselves here.
Whew, thank God.
So, if a termite colony is left untreated in a house, it can completely eat it away within 3 years.
The entire house?
The entire house.
That's a lot of gobbling.
Now, here's the scary part. As termites like to get into the structure of a house, they can go undetected for a while, which means by the time you discover them, it could already be too late for your house. Some termite infestations have been described as eating away at the inside of a structure, leaving behind a paper-like outside of a house, which can then simply just fall apart.
My God.
They can eat up to 15 pounds of wood a week, and once they're established and the colony is growing, that number just keeps increasing, which means they can turn your house to dust within a matter of months.
I am absolutely flabbergasted at this.
But just how destructive can they be? Well, the most disturbing thing comes down to the queen. So I think this is why people get termites confused with ants, and it's because they also have a queen. So the queen termite does all the egg laying, and she can just keep growing. She can get to about 4 inches long, and then this is the most bizarre thing, which I don't think you're quite ready for. How long do you think the queen termite can live for?
I'm going to say maybe like 90 years.
Well, they kind of live for about 50 years.
All right.
But further research suggests that they can actually live up to 100. So you were nearly there.
Well, what can I say? Nothing. I'm gagged.
And that baby-making production doesn't slow down either. She can just keep laying 1 egg every few seconds, which is crazy. Every few seconds.
My insides hurt at the thought of it.
Apparently their peak production age is between 1 to 30, and then they kind of slow down a bit after that.
30 years of pushing a baby out every 1 second.
Yeah, I'm amazed that they keep going for all that time. They have got to consume so much food. So just how much real estate are they eating? Well, around 600,000 homes are eaten by termites every year in the US alone. In Australia, the Gold Coast has struggled a lot with termites and thousands of homes have been destroyed. And then we have termite megacity in Brazil. Guess how big the termite megacity is?
Oh, I would say 9 million termites.
It's the size of Great Britain.
Remind me not to visit Brazil.
Yeah, so at least termite megacity is actually in the wild where it can just live and thrive and nobody's really going to bother it. But it just gives you an idea of just how huge and devastating these colonies can get. So if you live somewhere warm, be sure to get your yearly pest checks done, because if you don't, one day you could huff and puff and blow your house down, not because of a big bad wolf, but all because of a granny termite and her army as big as Britain.
I'm petrified.
Just have to remember that it's not warm enough here for them to live.
Thank goodness for that. I'll grab my winter coat. I'm staying. Well, that's all for now, Divas.
Remember, you can get in touch on Instagram at Killers Cults Queens and come and see us over on YouTube at Killers Cults Queens, where we're now publishing our episodes in video format every week, and you can now watch our episodes on Spotify too.
And if you want to get our episodes ad-free and a day early, then make sure you join us over on Patreon at patreon.com/KillersCultsQueens.
And if you've got a bit more to say, or you want to suggest a topic for a future episode, then please email us at killerscultsqueens@gmail.com. And don't forget to join the conversation in our Spotify and YouTube comments too. We really do read every single one.
And whilst you're there, why don't you give us a 5-star review or a thumbs up? It really does make a difference, and we'll love you for it.
See you next time, and don't be a killer or join a cult.
Just nibble on some wood like a termite. Goodbye.
Yum, yum, yum.